Hello, I'm Corinne Mackay, and this is how Black culture exceeds through music, from Billie Holiday to Kendrick Lamar. Part 1. Black culture as a resistance and expression. Black culture has played the biggest role in shaping American society through fashion, visual art, poetry, music, and literature. Black artists have used creativity for entertainment and also as a way to challenge injustice, express themselves and their identity. During the Chicago and Harlem Renaissances, African American artists created things that appreciated and celebrated Black life during times of discrimination. In this presentation, I will explore the way Black people express themselves across generations by studying Bill Holiday's Strange Fruit and Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. Part 2. The Chicago and Harlem Renaissances. The Harlem and Chicago Renaissances were two cultural movements that took place between the early 1900s and the 1940s. During this time, many African Americans chose to move from the South to northern cities such as Chicago, Illinois, and Harlem, New York. As the population grew in these cities, different African American artists, singers, performers, and writers came together to create a brand new form of expressing themselves through art. These periods in time greatly helped redefine how Black people were viewed on the outside looking in. Part 3. Billie Holiday's Strange Fruit. The first work I decided to select is Strange Fruit, which was performed by Billie Holiday in 1939. Billie Holiday was one of the most influential Black jazz singers of her time she lived in, and her music became one of the linchpins of the Harlem Renaissance. Strange Fruit was a poem originally written by Abel Meeropol. It uses powerful, disturbing imagery to describe Black bodies hanging from trees, referring to them as strange fruit. Because discussing racial violence was so controversial at the time, Billie Holiday risked her safety and career by performing this song in front of people. Part 4. Seven Trees Bear Strange Fruit. Strange Fruit is very powerful because of how it transformed violence into something that uses artistic expression to uplift the people around it. Instead of describing the lynching of Black people, which the name is based on, the song just uses dark imagery and symbolism. This song was important because it asked the audience to confront racism in a way that a lot of Americans were unused to at the time. Strange Fruit still remains a huge inspiration in today's age because it shows how art can help expose injustice. Part 5. Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. The second work I selected is Kendrick Lamar's album To Pimp a Butterfly, which was released in 2015. Kendrick Lamar is one of the most influential artists of today's age because he possesses the unique ability to capture politics, storytelling, and poetry through his music. The album combines funk, jazz, hip hop, and shows a clear Black artistic expression that may trace back to the Harlem Renaissance era. Kendrick Lamar tackles issues in the world, such as fame, racism, inequality, and the struggle that are faced by Black people in modern America. Part 6. Do caterpillars evolve for free? Okay, now just going off script for a second. This caption was, I kind of put a lot of work into it because, before butterflies, they're caterpillars, and for free, that's, I'm pretty sure, the second song in Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly, so I'm not sure. But yeah, this is a song in Kendrick's album, To Pimp a Butterfly for free. So I tried to, be creative. But going back, To Pimp a Butterfly is so impactful in today's society because Kendrick Lamar uses his music to reflect both larger issues that affect Black communities and personal struggles that people face. For me, the most important element of the album is the connection it creates to spoken word traditions and jazz. Kendrick Lamar creates a connection between modern Black culture and earlier movements like the Harlem Renaissance. The album uses storytelling to highlight the emotional effects that systemic racism and generational trauma have caused. Overall, it shows how Black artists in today's age still see music as a pillar for social reflection and cultural expression. Part 6. What's a butterfly's favorite fruit? Despite Strange Fruit and To Pimp a Butterfly being created decades apart, both works use magic to shed light on issues such as racism and the experiences of a Black person. Both works show how Black music can serve as a form of protest. Even though the historical contexts are different, they both used creativity to show the listeners the pain and resilience that Black people experience. The differences between the works show how Black experiences and expressions have evolved over time. Strange Fruit reflects on the fears of being a person of color in the Jim Crow era, while To Pimp a Butterfly focuses more on systemic racism, so the racism that we face today. Now, closing out, we're gonna start to talk about why I decided to choose both of these guys. Now, going like first off, like just improvisation. I love Kendrick Lamar. Obviously, I'm young, so yeah, he's always been an inspiration to me. DNA, that's my favorite song by Kendrick. So yeah, Strange Fruit and To Pimp a Butterfly both show how Black artists use creativity to tell the listeners about powerful social messages. I was really interested in how both artists use their music to tell a little story. Billie Holiday shocked me with how haunting her vocals were and how she uses this to express her frustration against racial violence during the segregation era, while Kendrick Lamar uses jazz influences, poetry, and modern hip hop to reflect the struggle that Black communities face. As a graphic design major, I appreciate how they both use emotion and presentation to strengthen the message that they are trying to give us. These works show how artistic expression and Black culture have evolved over time. Now, this is my conclusion slide. I didn't want to put any words here. Well, obviously put words here, but I didn't want to put any, paragraphs like I've been doing in the previous slides because, I've kind of been talking the entire time and I wanted to give the audience a little break. But I did come up with this quote here on the spot that says, "You're always going to be looked down upon, prove them wrong." This is for my people of color, like myself. The very second that we are born, there are millions of people that hate us just for no reason, just for our skin color, just for the way we look. And to that, I have to say, it's whatever. The odds are always going to be stacked against us. They've always been stacked up against us. And so to that, I say, still chase your goals, still be whoever you want to be. Nobody can stop you from doing that. Um, yeah, that's about it. Have a good day, night, whenever you're, reading this or watching this.